And welcome back to Hero Power. This is episode 49. 49. Guys, that's like one less than 50. It's been a while. Welcome back, everybody.
Almost a year.
That's right. Welcome back, everybody. I am your host, Avantes. And as always, I am joined by my co-hosts, Zeroshio.
What is up, gang?
And Versika.
Hello, everybody.
I want to start off this week with a little shout out to a friend of ours of the show, and I just want to say, Yellow Dart, go Vols. Okay, with
That's
that said, Versika, why don't you tell us a little bit about our co-hosts or about our sponsors at Viforce?
So we've promoted them to co-hosts.
Well,
all right,
you know.
Guys, get your hosting hats on. So we've talked several weeks now about getting ready for Christmas, and it's really time. We've got less than 100 days now. Check out Viforce.com. Check out all the stuff that they have on there. If you have someone in your life who struggles to buy you gifts, we all have that person that struggles to buy us gifts. Plant a bug in their ear. Say, hey, check out this website. Look at this machine right here. See, 6 months financing? You can get me started right here. And, get on there, check out what you want, show your loved ones, get that Christmas list going. And we'll talk more about one of the machines in particular. I want to talk about switching from audio to video.
All right, guys. So no emails or iTunes reviews this week. So, as always, if you have anything you'd like us to talk about, or if you have any questions about the show or Hearthstone, feel free to shoot us an email at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. And as always, leave us a review on iTunes. We love to hear from you guys. So, with that said, I guess we will jump right into the news this week. Blizzard released the October ranked card back, and it's pie. Who doesn't love pie?
I love pie.
All right, guys. So this will be your reward at the end of the month going into November. So pie seems fitting for Thanksgiving. Not a whole lot to say about it. It's just a... I think it's a pretty decent looking card back, Versika.
Speechless.
Okay.
Wow. No, it's tough to follow up last month's card back. I thought that September's card back was really good, and then last year for October's card back, they were they were a little behind, and they gave us the Hallows End card back at the end of October. So I think we talked a little bit in pre-show. This is sort of them. I think I agree with Zeroshio. This is them kind of going ahead and giving us the November card back to use in November in October.
Okay. Zero, you got anything to say about it?
Well, it's really nice if you can't see it here, but the animation on it has steam rolling off of it. And it's really, really, the animation far exceeds the actual card back itself. It's actually a very well animated card back. So I'm excited to get it. I don't think it'll replace what I'm using or any of my card backs, but it'll be nice to have in my stable.
Cool. All right. Well, the other big news this week was Twitch Prime launched in conjunction with Amazon Prime. This gives you the opportunity to get the Tyrande Priest Hero as well as the Tyrande card back. So once again, we have another card back and the Tyrande Hero. This has been out almost a week now, I guess, hasn't it? Didn't it launch end of last week?
Something like that.
Yeah. So this has been out almost a week now. Most people have seen it and or have it. So I didn't screen grab this one. Really, it's pretty simple to get. You can sign up for a free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime. And just link your Twitch account to your Amazon account, and bam, you're done. If you aren't eligible for a 30-day free trial, like I myself, you can sign up for a 1 month of Amazon Prime, which is $10.99 a month,
Or use a different email address.
if you have another email address that has never had an Amazon Prime account, you could just link it to that.
That's what I did.
Okay. So, guys, thoughts on Taronda or the card back? Rasika?
I really hate that they go this route with it. I have no interest in Amazon Prime, owning one myself, and I just don't like having to go out and. I mean, even just to get the 30-day subscription, it's really giving them false numbers, and being on the numbers side of a business for a while, you make projections based on those numbers. So it's really not helping anybody out except for maybe Blizzard. But I don't like having to go the third party route. I like the card back. I think the card back's great. Taronda is a highly sought after character, and if I'm not mistaken, some regions aren't even eligible for this. So
Australia is not.
I think it's fine if you want to do something like that, but offer the same $9.99 that you offered for the others. Either pay the $9.99 to Blizzard directly here. Or if you don't want to pay that money, you can go this way and do it, and maybe do it for free or whatever. Just offer both options. Tying it to one little third-party vendor stuff is just I don't like the business model.
Okay.
Yeah, they did this with Khadgar, where Khadgar is a little different. It was a fundraiser done through iOS devices, where if you purchased. Or if you bought the hero on your iOS device for, I think it was $4.99, you got the hero, didn't come with a card back. I'm not a huge fan of these. Now I do understand why they did this, is because Twitch is one of the largest place to see Hearthstone players and Hearthstone streamers, and Amazon's purchased Twitch, so they're trying to really push this Twitch Prime through the partnership with Amazon. So I get why they did it. I went ahead and got it because I love Taronda. I love the interaction between her and Malfurion if you face against a druid. It's just a really good hero. They did really good with the voiceovers. The VO works great. I like it. I think there should be an option to purchase it as well.
Okay. I kind of feel the same way. It was the way I felt when Murgle came out and you had to level a character to 20. I didn't even have WoW installed at that point in time.
That was Lady Leandrin.
Or yeah, Lady Leandrin. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even have a WoW installed at that point in time, so I had to go and take up 50 gigs of hard drive space just to get this hero portrait. But anyway, yeah, I agree. Wish there was a way to get just the hero.
I expected them to do something more like through Legion or maybe through BlizzCon for Taronda. I was kind of surprised they went this route with the whole Twitch Prime. But it seems to be working out for them because everybody has it, and it's gotten a lot of people to subscribe to popular streamers, because with Twitch Prime you also get you get to subscribe to a channel for a month for free.
Mm-hmm.
And they get credit for that. So
now the question that I have, I guess, is what if you go ahead and do your Amazon Prime 30-day free trial, and then you do your Twitch Prime? What happens when you cancel that Amazon Prime? Does it cancel the Twitch Prime? And if it cancels the Twitch Prime, does it cancel the subscription to the person that you subscribe to?
Yes, the subscription is only for 1 month, and the subscriptions through Twitch have always been this way. If you subscribe for a month, it lasts a month, and you have to renew it again. That's why you'll see a lot of people. You can opt to renew it for multiple months, but the default is renew it for 1 month.
Mm. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that brings us to our next point of news, which is the Hearthstone Extravaganza. So, to celebrate the announcement of Twitch's new service, Twitch Prime, and Hearthstone's new hero, Tyrande, Twitch has lined up some of your favorite Twitch partners to play a variety of different Hearthstone exhibitions. Each week in October, members of the Hearthstone community will be pairing up for some exciting Hearthstone fun. So, today, actually, we saw It's Hafu versus Chess Dude and Trump versus VLPS. And next week, or actually, I'm sorry, Trump versus VLPS is happening Friday. That's happening Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific. So,
and Hafu and Chess Dude actually did co-op arena runs.
Okay.
Together. So
Cool.
That was kind of cool, where they actually, on the stream, worked together to pick out the cards and decide the plays.
I'll have to go back and watch that. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, that
So
was
while we're on the subject of like exhibition games, did either of you guys watch any of the TwitchCon events?
I did not.
I watched a couple here and there, but I didn't watch any of the actual events, just some of the streams from TwitchCon.
I didn't get to see very many of them, but I did get to watch the finals for the Heroes of the Storm, where they had them sitting in glass canisters or plastic canisters, and like you could choose like events to give them, like lightning or tornado or earthquake, and
Inside the box.
yeah, so like inside the box, if you like chose tornado, all this wind starts flying up, and they got little particles flying around them, and like lightning. They like do the lightning flashes, and it was fun to watch. You should check it out if you haven't seen it.
They need to do this Hearthstone where they put things like they can dump salt on them. You know.
Yeah. All right. So,
It's amazing.
Next week on the 11th, which is what? That is next Tuesday, we get to see Crip and Tice. And then on next Friday, we see Amaz and Amnesiac. And then week 3 is kind of interesting, as it's a Geek and Sundry run.
Yeah.
So both days, which is the 19th and the 21st, we'll get to see the crew from Geek and Sundry, which, if you don't know, that is Felicia Day's company. And so it could be really interesting to see what they do. So this is something to keep an eye on, guys, for the next few weeks. So I'm excited. I'm all about some new Hearthstone content and seeing what the community can bring to the table. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you can find more on Battle.net's Hearthstone page in their blog. And check out Twitch Prime.
And I definitely check this out, specifically because this is leading right up to BlizzCon. And it has not been far-fetched for Blizzard to kind of throw little teasers out and maybe some content they're going to be revealing at BlizzCon. Maybe there'll be a type of tavern brawl that maybe gets spotlighted. Maybe there's a type of mode that maybe gets spotlighted. We'll have to see what kind of neat little play arounds and modes that they go through over the next few weeks. I'm excited to watch these.
So, funny moment here real quick, not to derail the conversation, but for most of this show, Avanti's screen share to us has been frozen. So I'm looking over on Twitch, and I hit a menu, and about that time, the screen share starts working again. And there's this calendar in the bottom of my window on my Sega monitor. So I'm like, well, how did that come up? So I'm over here, and I'm clicking around. I'm trying to find how I opened that calendar.
And it was the calendar I opened to see the dates.
Yeah.
You're
This could
welcome.
be a long show.
All right. Well, let's keep this thing moving. So, balance patches hit. Last week, we talked about the new balance changes that were coming to Yogg and some other cards. And we got to see those patches hit Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So, usually you think, they're going to do balance changes and updates on Tuesdays, but they did it Monday, October 3rd. And
I like this.
I like the changes a lot as well. You know, a lot of people have been. I've seen a lot of complaining, a lot of people disenchanting Yogg. A lot of people talking about how they're going to disenchant Rockbiter, and I'm just like, okay, let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah. you do that.
Wait. Zeroshio's thinking.
How are you? Never mind. Go ahead.
All right.
You can't disenchant Rockbiter.
But it was nerfed. I want my dust, man.
Right.
So I don't know. Like I said, I'm really happy with the state that these changes have left the meta. I've already started noticing kind of a shift towards a mid-range
Control.
Yeah, there's been a little more control. Zeroshio, go ahead, and since you said that, what are your thoughts?
Immediately when this patch hit, all I saw was control. Mainly, I saw Priest control because everybody wanted to run Tyrande. And then it started to kind of taper off a little bit, and people started playing with Shaman again. And I'm still seeing Shaman on the ladder. Now, it's not as prevalent as it was before, and I think the Shaman that I'm seeing now is better than any Shaman I have seen coming up to now, because they are making wise choices and not just throwing in the stable 10 cards and then building around it. They're actually having a reason to put Tuskar Totemic in there. They're having a reason to keep Rockbiter. And I saw Rockbiter used. Now, it wasn't used in an aggro-based deck. It was used in it was a mid-range, but heavy towards control, mid-range Shaman. And that 2 mana, evidently they felt it was worth to keep it in there. I only saw one, so it may have only been a one of. But they're making wise choices with the cards they're putting in there. And I personally played Tempo Mage with Yogg, and I had my Yogg go off 7 times, and not once did it kill itself.
There you go. Rasika?
Well, I dusted my Yogg right away because I really wanted Sargoth the Slither.
Fair.
I haven't been able to get him yet, and I feel like the only reason that I crafted Yogg was because we were using him in decks on the show, so it wasn't even really a card that I felt was sought after. So I dusted him. I did dust both of my gold Tuskar Totemics, kept my 2 regular Tuskars, and I dusted my 2 normal abusive sergeants and kept my 2 gold ones. Just because I could get full value out of them.
Yeah.
But like you guys, there is a little bit of a switch with the Shaman. I don't think that the increase in mana cost for Rockbiter is going to affect how much it's played. It's still a very good spell for that casting cost. I think it does bring it more in line with Lightning Bolt. So now I think you're going to see, Lightning Bolt as the early removal with you pretty much almost pigeon-toed Rockbiter into being paired with Doomhammer, or it's just not going to be run. So, I mean, I don't know if that's the effect they really wanted. I think in the end they removed some of the versatility and delayed the closer for a round, and we'll see how that works out. As far as charge, I haven't seen any OTK, so I think that effectively killed that deck. I've still seen a lot of executes, so I don't think the increased mana cost and execute affected that at all. And then Call of the Wild, I'm still seeing 2 ofs, so I don't know that really had their desired effect, but it does delay it a round and it does give you another round to prepare for it. And I think for a lot of hunters, a lot of mid-range hunters who were going up against aggro, I think this presents a little bit of a problem because a lot of them were just holding on and barely winning with Call of the Wild on turn 9. And so now I think with not being able to cast that first one until turn 9 and having to wait till turn 10, if you can find a way to get rid of just a way to clear the taunts period, I think most of the time you can take out mid-range hunter before they get the second call off.
Yeah, there was a really great conversation going on in our patron-only Discord this week with our patron Matt at Arms, and he was sharing some Hearthstone replays where he was playing Call of the Wild, and you're still seeing it be effective. Like you said, I don't think it's really going to kill it as far as we what we had talked like last week, but he was sharing some of his replays in our Discord for patrons, and it was really interesting to see how it played out against the decks he was playing. So I had the win 5 as a warlock, so I broke out my traditional zoo deck, and Abusive Sergeant still does work. I mean, the change to a 1/1 doesn't affect him in the least. He still does what he came to do, and I won a couple of games with him. So I'm fine with all these changes. I think they're good. I'm not disenchanting anything. I'm more of a collector. I always have been. Even back in the day when I played Magic, I used to always try to collect the cards. So I'm probably going to keep Yogg just for full collection, but we'll see. I still have until the 15th to change my mind.
I will say this. I did see a new birth of a new warrior. It is kind of a modified patron warrior, where they actually use the charge to
Make
to spawn the duplicate from patrons after already hitting them with other things.
Mm-hmm.
And now in my mind, I think, well, you don't want to put charge in there just for patrons, but they're not. They're actually throwing in Magnetar Alpha and Boogie Monster.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is, a Boogie Monster, that allows you to get charge off and get the +2/+2 immediately, making it a must kill that turn. And it's not so much that the win condition is Boogie Monster, it's making that the must kill threat, so that the other minions on the board, usually their patrons, don't get dealt with. So you basically put such a large target on one minion. Plus the Magnetar Alpha is the 5/3 that when it damages a minion, it does a minion damage to the minions on each side of it. So you give it charge, and that's pretty much going to be a board clear.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really good board clear without sacrificing your own board with something like Brawl. So that deck has been out there. I think it's going to take over the OTK Warrior slot, and I don't know if it'll be competitive. We'll have to see.
I saw a deck using Fool's Bane and Violet Illusionist that had the combo you're talking about in it, and it plays a lot like a mid-range shaman, just keeping the board clear until it can finish you off in 1 or 2 turns. It's got legs. We'll see how far it goes.
Yeah. All right. So this past weekend, we also got to watch the, and this is probably why I didn't see much of the TwitchCon stuff, because I did watch a good bit of the Asia Pacific Summer Championships. It came on Friday night. I guess it started about 11 p.m. and I watched until about 3 a.m. Saturday morning before I finally crashed. And we saw our first repeat winner of a championship in Handsome Guy. So with Handsome Guy winning his second event in a row, that means the second place finisher from that event, Yulsik, will actually get the seat at BlizzCon.
Yes.
So, anybody else watch any of this event besides me? Versika?
I did.
Okay.
Not live. Well, I watched Handsome Guy play his first round live, but no, I caught it on VOD. That's just even on weekends. That's too late for me to stay up. But no, the meta is a little more meta than I thought it would be. I was actually surprised that I didn't see a wider variety of cards in their decks. And I think that goes to show at least the beginning of the effect Standard is having just across the board. And I think once this next set rotates out, I think you'll start to see the variety come back in. But I think for right now, everyone is still trying to figure out how to move from season to season in this meta and still stay competitive. I think the new balance changes will help. I think a lot of people still didn't really know how to handle Yogg. So I think with Yogg out of the picture in the competitive scene, I think you'll start to see some of the ingenuity and creativity start to creep back in. And usually you start to see that in the Asia meta first, and then it kind of creeps into the others.
Okay. Cool. Zero, did you check any of it out?
I saw a couple of the matches on VOD. It was pretty much cookie cutter over there. Of course, the meta is pretty tight over there, and there's a lot of innovation that happens over in the Asia Pacific. I was surprised not to see Pimping Ho because Shaman has been so dominating. But, you know, I think Handsome Guy is really good. I'd like to see him make a good showing at BlizzCon. We'll just have to see.
Okay, cool. Well, speaking of BlizzCon, we also have our last call details have been released. So, October 8th and 9th, this weekend, we'll see the European and Asia Pacific last calls. And then the following weekend, the October 15th, we'll see the Americas last call. And basically, you're going to have a who's who of Hearthstone pros competing for basically the last seat available at BlizzCon.
Yeah, this is what it is it's the top 4 in points earners for this season in each region. They said they're going to be posting a list soon, TM, even though it's this weekend. But you can actually go and look. If you go to the battle.net, the Hearthstone link on there, and they're at the top, click on esports, you can look at rankings. And I'm really impressed by how Hearthstone is starting to show the rankings up to date and actually give us a place to go and find this information. So you can actually see the top 4 points earners there that'll actually be there. I pulled it up earlier, but I don't have it in front of me right now. Where did that go? I'm trying to remember who it was for the Americas region. But I know there was a tie, so I don't know which one's actually going to be represented in that tie. I don't know what they do for the tiebreaker, but definitely check those out. Check out those last calls. That'll be your representatives that are going to be going to BlizzCon.
Yep. Versika, you got any thoughts?
I'm excited to see the last call. I think the combination of the balance changes and just the, I guess, intensity that you can't mess up. I mean, there's no room for error. If you want to go, you have to win it. So I think from a competitive standpoint, I think you're going to see some of the best Hearthstone we've seen all year.
I agree. And some of you guys know I'm an innkeeper, and me and Zeroshio and Versika, we do the prelims here in Knoxville, and I want to throw a huge shout out to the teams that are hosting these last calls. Thomas and Tungdal are hosting the European events, while Scott is hosting the Americas event, and you've also got Kelsey, who's hosting the Canadian last call. So congrats to you guys. It's going to be great events. I'm looking forward to watching and seeing how it all plays out. So again,
I did pull up the information on the Americas region. The 4 that will be representing the last call for Americas are Muzzy, Frozen, Chess Dude, and Nostum. On the list, it shows Nostum is 5th and BB Gun's 4th. but I did find information earlier today that it's Nostrum representing for that 4th spot.
Okay. Yeah, they're showing are you looking at the participants list? Is that what you're looking at?
I was looking at the esports ranking. Did they actually update the participants list?
Yes. So
Okay.
the European participants are Bunny Hopper, George C., Hoy, Nick Slay, Pavel, RDU, Standachi, and Centolol. Your Asia Pacific participants are Aaron, AHQ Shaxi, Shinosu, Gong Singh, Lojam, Navi Oot, Tensoku, and Tom 60229. Your Americas participants are BB Gun, Chess Dude 123, Frozen, Muzzy, Neobility, Noblord, Nostrum, and Silent Storm.
Oh, wow. Silent Storm's back up into the...
Yeah. So
it's the top... There is it 8?
Yeah, it's top
Okay,
8
so it's
from
not
each
4.
region.
Okay.
Yeah, top
Okay.
8 from each region will be competing for that last seat. So
It's good to see some of the pro names we haven't seen in a while, like Neobility and Silent Storm back up there.
yeah,
I'm really excited for this. And then, of course, China region does theirs a little differently. They'll actually have a tournament out there, and they'll post that information. But they just updated the participants list recently. So that link will be in the show notes if you want to check it out.
yeah.
Actually, I was watching Silent Storm play a Malagos Priest trying to get Legend with it earlier in the week. Or I guess the end of last week, maybe.
Yeah, he's been kind of out of the competitive spotlight. He's still been in the scene. He's still been competing, but he has been out of the spotlight for most of 2016. I'm glad to see him back up in there. I'd like to see him perform well. He's a very good player.
Yeah. All right, so that brings us to this week's Tavern Brawl, guys. And when we first started talking about Karazhan, what was one of the first things we said? Man, that chess event would make a cool Tavern Brawl.
Yep.
Well, guess what, guys? It's here. Tavern Brawl, a friendly game of chess. Challenge an opponent to a game of chess. Most of your pieces will automatically attack the minion or minions in front of them. All right, guys. Have both of you had a chance to play this yet?
I am 6-0.
I am 0-2.
Oh.
No, I haven't played this week.
So basically, it's just like the chess event, only instead of the computer, you're playing it. You're putting your pieces in against another player. So it's a lot of positioning. Positioning is important.
And if you play it like a tempo game, where basically you get the most, you want to eliminate more of their pieces than your pieces. That's pretty much how you got to do it, because you're both on even footing. There's no card draw. There's the exact same number of cards and the same type of cards in each deck. So if you just focus on keeping your stuff healed up and eliminating more of their pieces than yours, you'll win. That's pretty much how you do it. Now,
so let me ask you this: since you're 6-0, do you find going first gives you an advantage, or having the coin gives you an advantage?
neither actually. I think it's pretty even, because I've about split first and second each time. I have seen the mistake of people using the coin too quickly, and the trick is making sure that when you're able to attack, you leave the board in an odd dispersion so that your pieces hit two of theirs. And you want to set it up in a way so it makes it difficult with their mana to do the same to you. So if you are hitting two of their one of their pieces with two of yours, and then on their turn they're only hitting one of yours with yours with one of theirs, then you're actually doing really well. You're actually ahead on the tempo game. And it's kind of a mind game. Now both players get the exact same hero power, which is the one you got from the actual chess event in heroic mode, which is moving a piece to the left. Now, the only thing I didn't like is the image for both hero powers is a white chess piece, even for the Black Knight. But that's just that's nitpicky. But I love this Tavern Brawl. I got my pack Then I re-rolled my quest and got to play win 5 tavern brawls. So I went and just won 5 tavern brawls.
There you go. I'm just going to throw out there, I've already seen people in Hearthstone Facebook groups throwing down, dollar bets on the chess brawls against their friends. Like, come on, guys.
Wow.
$1 a game. Let's go.
Hey, I'm up for that. Now, I will tell you this. I think I had an advantage because I spent a lot of time defeating the chess boss in Karazhan on heroic, because the brawl more mimics the heroic version of the chess brawl than it does the normal version of the chess encounter.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, guys, I guess that will bring us to this week's deck. And now that Yogg has been nerfed, you must put your faith in N'Zoth. You like that?
You must.
You like that?
Sure, yeah.
Come on, man. I've been working on that for days. Come on. All right. So one of the big Paladin decks that we're seeing in the meta right now is, in fact, N'Zoth Paladin. And so I guess this is really kind of considered a tier 2 deck right now, but I've been seeing it a lot on the ladder, so I thought we would kind of touch on it and give you guys an overview of what to expect. So this deck list consists of 2 Forbidden Healing, 1 Humility, 1 Acidic Swamp Ooze, 2 Doomsayers, 2 Equalities, 2 Wild Pyromancers, 1 Acolyte of Pain, 2 Aldor Peacekeepers, 1 Harvest Golem, 1 Barnes, 2 Consecrate, 1 Infested Tauren, 1 Keeper of Uldaman, 2 True Silver Champions, 1 Solemn Vigil, 1 Stampeding Kodo, 1 Cairn Bloodhoof, 1 Ivory Knight, 1 Sylvanas Windrunner, 1 Ragnaros Firelord, 1 Ragnaros Lightlord, 1 Tyrion Fordring, and of course, our Lord and Savior, now that we can't pray to Yogg, N'Zoth the Corruptor. So, this deck is really all about control and outlasting your opponent, and it has a lot of healing to do that. Zeroshio, I know you've been playing this, and you're kind of our resident Paladin player as it is anyway. What are your thoughts on this deck?
Take it slow. It is all about value. I have been out of the mindset of been playing Tempo Mage for a while. I've been out of the mindset of a control deck for a while. So first couple games are kind of rough. But then I realized I just have to take it slow down, as the Pandarians say. And then my win rate started going up. Realize that you're not going to win off the back of all the minions you put out. They're specifically a tool to keep the tempo slow and then bust out a big N'Zoth and rush for the win.
Okay. Versika, have you been playing this deck at all?
I have. Of course, I made a couple of changes.
Of course. We would expect nothing less. What do you got?
I traded out the Acolyte of Pain and the Harvest Golem for a second Stampeding Kodo and a second Ivory Knight. Mostly because of Barnes' value. I just didn't have a way to actively ping the Acolyte of Pain to make it as valuable as the second Kodo. Kodo, it pairs so well with Acolyte of Pain or Outdoor Peacekeeper, that it's a great removal tool, and it's almost like having a hex or a polymorph style removal. I guess big game hunter removal is a little better example. But also I looked at value when Barnes pulls them, and they just didn't have as much value when Barnes pulled them. So I wanted to minimize the chances that Barn was going to pull a minion that N'Zoth wasn't going to bring back for me. If he was going to bring it back, I wanted it to be a minion that is good, that has a good battle cry right off the bat, so that I get instant value off of them, which is why Stampeding Coda and Ivory Knot having 2 of them in the deck ensured that I got 4 of those battle cries if I were to draw them. So it makes it worth having Barnes have the possibility of pulling them versus not getting as much value out of the Acolyte early. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So my biggest issue, I've been playing this deck some, and the only thing I've considered changing is actually Barnes. Because I've had a couple of instances where I've been in a good position, I play Barnes, and I get Doomsayer. And then my opponent laughs at me constantly during their turn, passes it back, and it blows up my board. So Barnes is one of those cards that, especially if you're running Doomsayer in the deck, it's kind of hit or miss. Like, Versika was saying why he took out Acolyte of Pain and opted for other options. But I don't know.
On that note, I play Barnes as if I'm playing Doomsayer.
Yeah.
So that if it does put a Doomsayer out there, it's a 1/1 Doomsayer, and they can easily clear it, but it makes them make a choice. If I'm ahead on the board, I usually don't play Barnes. Because I want to play Barnes when I'm behind on the board, because if I get something like a Ragnaros, or I get something like a Sylvanas or Tyrion, I want it to have value on the board, and those cards are best played when you're behind. And so is Doomsayer. Or Doomsayer, if I coin out a Barnes on turn 3 and get Doomsayer, I'm fine with losing that Barnes because it slowed my opponent down for another turn.
Okay.
Like having a third Doomsayer.
And most of the time I will play Barnes on an empty board if I can help it.
Gotcha.
And that was something else that I wanted to touch on. I almost never played Barnes. When playing this deck, I almost never played Barnes on a board where I had any form of board tempo. It was almost always on a naked board.
And that way, if you get Doomsayer, you really don't have much negative effect. And now, mind you, they can easily clear it because it's a 1/1. But then they took the time to clear it, and they're not doing damage to your face, which is great if you're going to get something more aggressive.
Right.
Almost like having a taunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the whole deck is designed to just slow down your opponent so they can't get ahead. And if they try to get ahead, you punish them with heals and value trades. And then off those value trades, you throw down N'Zoth and fill your board up, and they've gone through most of their decks, so they can't do anything about it.
Okay.
The other reason I put the other Avernat in as well is it gave me 3 options of cards that I didn't have in the deck necessarily, but that I could tailor to what I needed. And by turn 6, you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to need, what your opponent's playing, and what you're going to need to kind of keep that tempo and keep that board control going. You may pull an Avenging Wrath. Well, it's going to heal you for 6, but that Avenging Wrath may be a little more valuable because you're playing against a Zulok and he's got 4 minions out on the board. You can spread that damage out over those and maybe follow it up with a Consecrate or something.
Okay.
And I know I had one game that I was down to 2 health, and I throw out Ivory Knight, and I pick up a 1-mana spell, and I put it into play, and I get healed up to 3. And my opponent, who was down to 1 because I've been being aggressive, told me, "Well played, thank you," and then wow emoted me and used their hero power to put me at 1 right before they were going to run their minions into me.
And you picked up Eye for an Eye.
I had picked up Eye for an Eye and won the game.
Nice. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm excited. I really enjoy this deck. It's a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to seeing it played tonight. So, I guess with that, if you are joining us on Twitch or YouTube, please stay tuned for the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via our audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us at this time. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOGamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. And if you enjoy the show, you can help to support and improve it by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/heropower. And just a heads up, guys, we have an awesome surprise next week for our big 50th episode containing part of our patron. So stay tuned. We've got more info on that coming. As always, we'll see you again.
I want to blurt.
Next week.
So bad. Don't forget to use your hero power.
Alrighty, guys.
I'm so bad at secrets.
I know, you're terrible.
That's why I don't play Secret Paladin.
Alright, so
see what I did there?
while we get this set up, Versika, tell us a little more about Viforce.
All right, so 'tis the season for customization. One of the things that we haven't really talked about much with Viforce is their ability to customize a PC to your needs. I really like going to their website and looking at the customization page, because unlike other customization pages where it requires you to have quite a bit of knowledge about the machine that you want, their Viforce customizations page really asks you two questions. They keep it simple like this. It's besides your name, address, email address, and phone number. The two questions they ask you is, number one, what would you like your computer to do? Number two, how much are you willing to spend? From those two questions, they can point you in the direction of the computer best suited for your needs. If there's a computer that is a little below what you need and a computer that's a little above what you need, then they will help you customize one of those computers to fit exactly what you need. And that's customer service you just don't find on other computer websites. So check them out, ViforceGaming.com. You can go to HeroPowerHS.com, click on the link, or you can go to ViforceGaming.com straight up. You can find the Build a PC at the top of the page. It's the third one over. And name, email address, get you started.
All right. With that said, Zeroshio, you're driving this week. Are you ready to go, sir?
I am ready to go. Are you ready for me to go?
Yeah. As soon as you're in, I will spectate.
Sweet.
Gotta turn down my sound.
All right. Paladin versus Paladin to start things off. I like it.
All right.
So our opening hand is Keeper of Uldaman, Acidic Swamp Ooze, Forbidden Healing, Wild Pyromancer. What are you normally looking for in your opening hand, in your mulligans with this deck?
Early removal or tempo. Pretty much. So we want the Acidic Swamp Ooze just for the chance of that weapon removal. It's a turn 4 play, though, so I don't know if we should keep it in our opening hand. I'm going to keep the Wild Pyromancer because for the early small minion threat. I think I'm just going to keep the Wild Pyromancer and not worry about the Acidic Swamp Ooze yet.
Okay. The Acidic Swamp Ooze, since that's our only weapon removal, we should probably be worrying more about Tyrion's Death Rattle.
Yeah, so it'll be late game when we have it.
Okay.
Tyrion's Death Rattle or
oh, that is so perfect.
Oh, great. Wow. We drew into Doomsayer, Aldor Peacekeeper, Equality, the Coin, and of course, Tyrion.
We're going to pass turn 1. We're just going to sit back and let him make plays and stop him. Okay, this is going to be the
Murloc Paladin.
Murloc Paladin.
Anything, yeah.
So, now that we kind of know what we're up against, do you think we just hero power and pass here?
If we Doomsayer, it slows him down a turn. But honestly, we have Wild Pyromancer Equality if things get crazy.
Yeah,
and if
I say dude pass.
Yeah, that's what I think so, because the Silverhand Recruit contests the Bluegill Warrior. We may end up Doomsayering next turn. Or coining out Keeper Voldemort, depending what he does.
Yellow Dart in chat says this game is going to take forever.
It probably is.
Okay, so he's got 7 damage on the board, so he could kill the Doomsayer if we played it, but it would take everything he has.
Yeah, we could do that as a roadblock to slow him down. I think he'd probably just go face. We can coin out the Keeper of Voldemort to clear the Murloc War Leader now.
I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, because I like Doomsayer value, but I don't want to do it at the cost of him just dying and us getting behind by too much. We don't mind being behind a little bit, especially now that we got Ragnar's Light Lord in our hand, because we'll heal all that damage back up. The problem we run into is the double any fin combo. We're going to have to time our Tyrion to block a lot of that damage. All right. He is thinking about his play. He's probably deciding what he wants to do, whether he wants to try to remove that 3/4 or just pressure face.
So he's going to go Wild Pyro.
That's interesting.
Wild Pyro and Dude.
I think this is a perfect consecration turn.
Yeah, it gives us some pressure for damage and everything.
Yeah. Clears his board. We're going to end up dealing 5 to him.
We drew into consecrate.
So we're going to use it. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is, the later we go, the more dead card Doomsayer becomes. I'm hoping he doesn't do much, or what he. Okay, great.
So he's going to spend his turn drawing a couple of cards, which brings us to turn 5.
Full value Solemn Vigil's nice.
I say that this is a Doomsayer turn. Even though we have a 3/4 on the board, this is going to keep him from making a turn 6 play, and it's going to.
What does that set us up
limit
for
his
on turn
option.
6?
We don't really have a turn 6, but we don't have a turn 7 either. So
I think
we're pretty
turn
much
6 we're going to Acolyte.
Okay.
Or depending on what he puts down, it
Yeah.
may be a Wild Pyro equality turn.
Okay.
Possibly. So we'll go to face and we'll go ahead and Doomsayer.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go ahead and use our hero power, and it seems
Just summon a
redundant.
Dude anyway, in
Yeah.
case he gets rid of it.
The reason we're doing that is just in case he gets rid of it. Some people have been teching in crazy out.
Matt at Arms in chat, he has 7 cards in his hand.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll Acolyte of Pain. Put out a Dude, and what we're probably expecting going into turn 7 is he's going to do his best to load up the board so stuff dies.
Yeah.
Ivory Knight.
Okay.
So he picked up a 5-mana card.
My guess is that's probably going to be Solemn Vigil.
That's probably a strong possibility.
Yeah, it could be the one that doubles champion.
Yeah, Blessed Champion.
Blessed Champion. Now wouldn't clear this, but we could Aldor Peacekeeper that and to draw a card since we have 2 Aldor Peacekeepers now.
That's what I'm thinking is we outdoor Peacekeeper just in case. That also devalues that Blessed Champion.
We're gonna run in. We get a Solemn Vigil. Not bad.
So if we run in our Dude, we can cast Solemn Vigil this turn.
And that'll put us at 8 cards in our hand. That's safe.
Yep.
If he makes us draw twice though with Acolyte, but he'd have to do runner. Yeah, I don't see that.
He'd have to Wild Pyro and waste 2 spells.
Yeah, well, he could run in with the.
True.
Yeah. It's a risk if he thinks about it. Really, there's not much in the deck to burn. We have the Tyrion, we have the Ragnaros. So, honestly, our win conditions are N'Zoth would be the only thing we wouldn't want to burn.
So he's Barnesing. Up and gets a bluegill.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen Barnes in this anything just because it gets you more. Okay, he just consecrated. Now, if he would have ran in the Ivory Knight and
There's
then
our
consecrated,
Yeah.
he would have caused us to overdraw, but he didn't see that. Okay, now is this a Doomsayer turn?
So he would have to get rid of it. He would have to equality Pyro or 3. He's got 4 damage on board. So yeah,
We could Ragnaros Light Lord and bait out any removal,
I think that's a better play.
and that heals us for 8.
yeah.
It's a guaranteed heal to us.
Yep, and we still have Forbidden Healing in our hand as well, and he has to deal with this. And it's on his turn 9, so he can't use anything to deal with it. And this puts us in the Tyrion next turn. Wow.
Oh wow.
Full boat on it and taking face damage.
So I wonder
So he
if
ran all his
has,
minions
No, he can't.
And
He only
Truce
has
over
5,
Champion.
yeah. And he's gonna Solemn Vigil again to draw into more.
Ooh.
Oh,
don't know why.
he I think he thought maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Equality was 8 cards. I think maybe he was scared that he might overdraw somehow, but
I don't know how at 8 cards, unless he threw out the equality and then he emoted. Sometimes it delays.
yeah, that's possible.
So I see Tyrion in our future to follow it up with an N'Zoth next turn if he decides to use his combo.
I think Tyrion is a great play here.
Yep.
We have not really used, we haven't gotten really any of our death rattles out on the board and died yet. So we're not going to get a lot of value on N'Zoth if we have to use it.
His
And we
second
may not have
Ivory
to
Knot.
use it.
He picks up another 5 cost.
Wow, he's loading up the 5. Probably more Solemn Vigils.
So he's got 13 cards left to our 12.
Mm-hmm. Ragnaros?
Yeah,
Or do
I
we
think
want to
so.
put down another taunt with Infested Tauren?
No, I like the Ragnaros play.
I like
Do
the
we-
Ragnaros play.
Do we kill anything with Tyrion? Or do we just go face?
I think we just go.
Yeah, I think
But
you go
hey,
face
if
and
we do the Infested Tauren play, we can Infested Tauren, we can outdoor Peacekeeper the Ivory Knight,
Uh-huh.
and we can create a dude. That'll
Yep.
create more board pressure, and that'll force him to have to clear through more to any Thinus.
I like that. So that was Aldor. And we can go face?
Mhm.
Yes, and go face with
Okay.
Tyrion.
I like that. That puts a lot of defense up. He only has 1 War Leader dead, so he's not going to get that much damage off his bluegills. Not enough to kill us. But this gives us 2 taunts for N'Zoth.
Right.
One being Tyrion. He doesn't want to take that face damage.
No.
Wild Pyro, Equality.
Equality. Yep.
Excellent.
Now, knowing he doesn't have the damage...
It was or that was his. I guess that was his other Solemn Vigil.
Take it, Solemn Vigil.
Yeah. Stand Against Darkness is what he got off the Ivory Knot. So that creates a bit of an awkward turn because I mean we could kill it with Consecrate, we could clear the board with Consecrate.
Since we have Wild Pyro and Equality, but I don't know... There's no real Silverhand buffing cards in this deck. So he's actually losing space for more
Anything.
Right.
anything.
What do you think? We just N'Zoth here and let him deal with it?
No.
No, I think
we rag.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we rag. I mean, he can
Dude.
trade all of his dudes in, but it still isn't going to kill it. He'll
Right,
have to
rag
use
and dude.
anything to clear the rack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rag and
And then
dude.
we're going to go face. I am not going to put up a dude.
Okay.
Specifically because I don't want one more piece of minion for him to run into.
I got you.
I want him to put all of his effort into the rack, and that's what I wanted to happen. I want one of them to hit, and that means he has to invest 4 more damage into rag to clear.
There's a war leader.
There's a war leader, and see he's not going to be able to clear rag.
He's not going to.
Oh, he's
gonna
going
go
face. Now we N'Zoth. Because he's committed his board.
Do we N'Zoth or consecrate Wild Pyro?
We could consecrate Wild Pyro. I don't think
Because we're going to hit him for 13 at that point.
How many blue kills has he had died?
No,
3?
is that lethal?
Both of his bluegills have
That's
died.
lethal. It's lethal. If we consecrate Wild Pyro, it's lethal.
You're right. That's lethal. Good eye. Good eye. Good eye. So Wild Pyro,
Good catch for Sika.
consecration, go to face, and the 8 damage will go to his face. Good math. Good math. As you can see, there's a lot of intricacy on noting exactly what to trade and when not to trade.
All right, there's game 1.
Game 1. Nice long games.
Yeah, I think Yellow Dart called it.
It wasn't that long.
No, that wasn't that long. I think we turned 12? 12 or 13?
Yeah,
Yeah, something
like
that.
that. Yeah.
And for my brain's freezing. I saw the card 4 times and I can't remember it, where he draws cards. Solemn Vigils.
Solemn Vigil.
Yeah, that was a lot of Solemn Vigil. He drew a lot of cards.
So we're playing Mukla. Because his name's King Gorilla.
King Gorilla. So it's Warrior this time. Okay.
Super ball.
So what are you thinking?
I don't think we're going to have a lot of value out of Consecrate by turn 4. I think most stuff's going to have 3 health or more. I like the idea of keeping the equality just in case we run into any kind of weird shenanigans with Frothing Berserk or possibly even Patrons. What do you guys think?
I think you throw everything back but equality.
Yeah, I like that.
Matt at Arms says Harambe Warrior.
Harambe Warrior.
Yellow Dart, anything past 6 is long. All of my games are long.
And Matt at Arms, don't worry. I'll take care of the pack at the end of the show. You don't have to feel bad, man.
The Acidic Swamp Ooze is a good grab. We got Forbidden Healing Equality, which we kept. Wild Pyromancer, Acidic Swamp Ooze, and Coin. The Wild Pyromancer is going to help us if he tries to do a build-up Frothing Berserker turn. But who
Also
knows
helps.
where he's at with Warrior. This could be Super Control Warrior.
Those pesky patron.
Yeah.
We drew Sylvanas. That is not what you want to see when you got a Barnes in the deck.
No. Though that may mean he's going to give us Rag.
That's true.
I'll take either Rag. I don't care.
Or Rag,
Well, the good news-
or Tyrion.
The good news is we didn't get we got Acidic Swamp Ooze and one of the Wild Pyros in our hand.
Yes.
So that's two dead draws for Barnes that we're not going to get. So that's about as good as it gets with this deck.
If he doesn't go to face, I'm going to laugh.
Turn
If he
2
doesn't go to face,
fireworks.
he's Control Warrior.
He's going face.
Okay. He might be a form of tempo or yeah. Acidic Swamp Ooze value?
No.
No?
Nope. Throw that dude out there. Let him hit it.
I don't think he will.
I think he'll go face.
That still just puts us at
24.
24?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what other weapon we're waiting on though.
Fool's Bane.
I haven't.
Or
Everybody says it's in the meta, but I've
Gorehowl.
never seen it. Now,
Oh,
okay, this is the pirate. Okay,
Okay.
this is that pirate warrior.
nice.
So now I feel like that's good acidic swamp ooze value because it
Yeah.
trades into that 6/3.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It does. I'm just wondering if we should humility that 6/3.
That wouldn't be a terrible play.
Because then he has to put more resources into that acidic swamp ooze.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And if his decision at that point was race to face, we took that option away because he can't. That's 5 less damage.
There's the second War Axe.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. We've got pyro equality in hand.
And we humility that blood cell raider, which
Yeah.
paid off.
So now
I
I
think we-
say throw out the Harvest Golem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we just keep throwing targets out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvest. Yep.
And he's really, unless he gets any draws, if this is that tempo pirate warrior, there's not a ton of draw on the deck, and if we burn his hand out, we pretty much got this game won.
Yeah. Matt at Arms says he should be smorking.
He should be. Yeah, he should be. Oh, we're gonna get so much Pyromancer value.
Yep.
Throw one more minion out. Do it. Yes. Yep. Oh, that's fine. You can have that.
Yep. Especially with that. Absolutely.
Pyro equality.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. He has one card in his hand. This is good. That was really good. We've gotten really good value on this.
So do you think we hold the coin and turn 7 Tyrion
I
No.
think so.
at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. You naked Sylvanas this turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially since he attacked.
Actually, you know what? I don't know. This may be a really good Forbidden Healing turn, just to prevent any shenanigans.
He can't do 13 points of damage this turn.
Not with 2 cards.
Not with 2 cards. And 7 mana.
Okay.
Although Matt at Arms in chat says Forbidden Healing and Greetings.
I
is
think
the
you
play.
Forbidden
That's
Healing.
the BM turn.
Yeah, I think you Forbidden Healing here.
Okay.
Forbidden Healing here, naked Sylvanas on turn 7, Tyrion Fordring on turn 8.
Or we could
So
Tyrion
do we
next
coin
turn.
Forbidden Healing then?
I wouldn't. Just Forbidden Healing this time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd say if we're not going to use the coin,
We could.
and I made sure to greetings.
Greetings, yep.
Well met.
So now
Got
this
nerfs.
turn we can do the naked Sylvanas, or we can coin into Tyrion.
Yeah, we got options now. He's thinking, what do I do? What can I do now?
He's
Yeah.
just gonna hero power pass.
Well, there's not much that we want to Sylvanas from him, and he has to deal with her. That's why I think we naked Sylvanas, so that if he has something,
Yes.
some form of removal, he puts it on Sylvanas. Making Tyrion, he's going to have to get through the shield, then he's going to have to get through Tyrion. You
Yeah,
have
if
to
we
do
can
it the
bait
hard
out
way.
removal now, and then he has to deal with Tyrion, he's not going to be able to deal with Tyrion.
Yeah.
Not with 3 cards in his hand now.
Matt at Arms said turn 7, coin Tyrion, turn 8, draw Lot Lord, turn 9, concede.
Oh, we just concede him?
No.
Oh, they concede.
They
Okay.
concede, yeah.
Okay.
Short of a Justicar here, there's nothing he can really put out there that's going to be game changing.
I'm just throwing out there. Matt at Arms is predicting we're going to draw into Ragnaros Lot Lord this turn. So let's see what happens.
Here's the execute.
No, double blood
double
to
blood
Ichor
to Ichor. What?
into armor up. And then next turn he's going to run both of those 2/2s into Sylvanas.
Shoot,
He
no.
thinks.
This turn we Tyrion and we bash him in the face with Sylvanas.
He can pay for it.
Here, take 5 to the dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine him conceding now.
Yeah. There you go, Magni. Take some water.
All right, come on. Hovering over our hero power, going, oh, he's a golden paladin. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, I got my golden paladin back in season 2, the very first, the second month that they had it open for you to get your golden heroes. So I've had golden paladin for a while. I haven't really played as much paladin as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love with druid, but I love playing paladin. I think he's walked away from his computer.
He's still mousing over stuff.
Yeah.
He's throwing his mouse around the room. He has a wireless mouse and he's taking it out on the mouse. No weapon.
No.
Whoa!
That
Really?
is a hard clear on Tyrion.
Yeah, that's what took him.
That's
so
what
long.
we wanted.
Yep.
We wanted him to go through the hard way.
That's right. Now he's going to take 15 over the course of 3 turns.
And there's Karen.
Karen Acolyte face.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking. As I said back at the beginning, I guess during the pre-show, I've been watching a lot of Twitch fails and a lot of people, rage quitting and grabbing their keyboard and breaking it over their knee. It's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, maybe no.
Maybe no.
No.
There's no coming back from this.
No.
Even a brawl screws him.
Right.
Yeah.
He's finished. Give him a second. He'll realize it too.
All right, that's going to make us 2-0 with this deck this week.
Chili. Yeah.
He's just like, well, crap.
Yeah, he's going to show us what he had. I mean, he's dead on the. No, he's not dead on the board. Well, he's dead on the board now.
Yeah.
No, one short.
One short.
Yeah.
Actually, just use the yeah.
So
Use
we'll
the
go
keeper
here. We'll go here. We'll go here.
And then make the acolyte a 3/3. That'll do it.
Let him know he did a good job. So that tells you kind of where Warrior is on the tempo side. Without having Execute at 1 mana, it's hard to fit that into a tempo style deck like that.
And I agree, Man at Arms. I would have Zoth just for style.
Oh, I didn't even notice we drew the. What would we? Well, we got Sylvanas and
Tyrion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have had lethal, so we would have missed.
Wouldn't have mattered. We would have Zoth, and we would have won in style because there's no coming back from what we had on the board.
Are we going for the 3-0 sweep or?
No, we went 2 best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
And so that'll bring us to final thoughts this week. Zeroshio, what do you got?
BlizzCon's coming up. If you can't make it to BlizzCon, get yourself a virtual ticket. Check it out. It's definitely worth the $40. I do it every year. You get some nice little in-game swag for various Blizzard games. If you are going to BlizzCon, make sure to go to Con Before the Storm, where our good friends over at Legend of the Innkeeper are going to be there, and Espo is actually going to be one of the panel speakers. So check them out and go tell them hi and remind them not to forget to use their hero power.
That's right. All right. So, Versika, what do you got?
I actually just kind of want to give a little bit of a shout out. After the show last week, I had it was either 6 or 8 friend requests waiting for me the next day, and just some people that had listened to the show and they wanted to play some Blizzard games. So we actually had a really good time this weekend, just playing some games. And we play with the people on our friends list. So if you listen to the show, go to the website. We have our gamer tags on there.
Yes, there. If you click on the About Us, they're
in the About Us section.
Yep.
So go on there, get our gamer tags. Send us a friend invite. If you just want someone to watch you play, if you want to play with us, if you want to play Overwatch, Heroes, WoW. I played everything this weekend but StarCraft 2, and that's just because I don't have it. So yeah, and then once you play with us, send us an email. Let us know if you had a good time. If there's something you'd rather us do differently, so on and so forth. But yeah, and also this is a great time to get some coaching in Hearthstone. So I know Dude 7597 is he's got coaching going on. I think Bloodyface is coaching, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I believe so.
So those are 2 great Hearthstone players that you guys can get coaching from. So if you're looking for another Christmas idea, maybe for your significant other or someone to get you that's not quite as expensive as a computer, some Hearthstone coaching coaching from those guys would be worth every cent. So,
or you could treat yourself on Treat Yourself Day.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Treat Yourself Day is whatever day you feel like treating yourself.
All right.
On that note, for my battle tag, if it's probably better to shoot us an email if you would like me to be a battle tag friend, because I am constantly full on my friends, so I do have to make periodic purges, and sometimes friend requests don't get into me. So if you want to play some games, I'm all for it. Just shoot an email to heropowerpodcast@gmail.com and just say, tell them that you'd like to be friends with Zoroshia, and include your battle tag, and I'll make room for you.
Yeah.
You don't even have to send me the email. Just
actually,
#1364. Just send the invite.
I just looked on the About Us page. It's actually just our Twitter and Twitch streams. Our battle tags aren't on there. So, surprise.
Right. So, Versika, #1364.
All right. Well, guys, that is going to do it for us this week. Make sure you guys clear your schedules for next week. We've got some cool announcements to make for episode 50. We've got some great stuff being planned, and we want all of you to be a part of it. So join us next Wednesday night, October 12th, 7:30. Clear your calendars. All right, guys, if you're joining us on... Wait, I've already done that one. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you've not done so already, or give us a follow on Twitch to be alerted when we go live. Guys, looking forward to seeing you all next week. Until then, good gaming.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week, guys.